now going to take another example. Palindromes over your input alphabet A, B. So the language will consist of the strings containing A and B, which are palindromes. So here are just some examples. Again, it's going to be an infinite language. Right? So palindrome means whether you read the string from left to right or right to left, you read them the same way. We have to prove, we'll again try to prove that this language is not regular. In this example, we'll be going to see an interesting thing. Again, we are taking this number P. So we assume that this language is regular. If this language is regular, then there exists a number P which is greater than or equals to 1, such that for all the strings whose size is greater than P, all those three conditions hold. So we are going to pick one string and we'll try to show that the conditions do not hold for that string. So let's try to take this string something like this A, and then let's take B, P times, and then take A. Now this example will show you why do we need to choose our string smartly. So this is one string, the length of this string is P plus 2. So I can pick this string, but I have to prove that all those conditions, those three conditions, this string doesn't satisfy, and you will end up seeing that this string, for this string we cannot prove that. Let's try to do it. So the string is A, B, P times, and then A. Let's try to see the possible decompositions. And please note that for every possible, for every decomposition, we need to disprove those conditions. So what I am going to do here is, I just have to show that for this particular example, this particular string, it actually goes on and satisfy pumping lemma. So I have picked this string, and for this string we need to show that for every valid decomposition, so you already know the meaning of this valid. This valid means these two things. For every valid decomposition, x, y, I, z, there is one I for which x, y, I, z doesn't belong to L, but you have to prove it for every valid decomposition. Now let's say I decompose this string like this, A, and let's say B 2 times. So I have left here with P minus 2 B's and then A. Let's say this is my x, this is y, and this is z, right? So when I look at every valid decomposition, this will also be a decomposition there, because here mod x y, that is your 3, which is less than or equals to P, and then we have a z here, or rather to let's take a more concrete decomposition which is in terms of P. Let me take this. Since so why I remove that? Since I do not know the value of P, so let me not take as B 2 times there. What I am doing, out of these p I am giving p by 2 b's to my string here and remaining p by 2 here and then a, right? And let's say this is x, this is y and this is z. So here if you look at mode xy, it is p by 2 plus 1. You can use the previous example as well, and so this is again a valid decomposition, and the remaining goes in z and y is known empty. Here if you look at this value of x, y, I, z, so you will notice that for every I, this x, y, I, z is in the string. So I am unable to find an I for this decomposition such that it doesn't belong to language. So if I put the value of I to be 0, your string becomes b, the p by 2 times and then a, and it's a palindrome. If I put y, I equals to 1, then definitely it's a palindrome. If I put I to be equal to 2, so if you put any value of I, this string actually becomes this way, I p by 2 and then b p by 2 a, which is nothing but b, and p by 2 1 plus I a. So for any value of a, if you read this string left and right, it's the same, which is a palindrome. So actually with the help of such a string, so this string actually I can say this string ends up satisfy pumping lemma, right? Which does not mean that the entire language satisfies pumping lemma. So for showing that the language satisfies pumping lemma, you need to do it over all possible strings. So we will try to pick a string for which these conditions do not hold. But for this particular string, the conditions hold. That's why we need to smartly pick our strings such that the conditions do not hold. So in the case of this string, you should realize that there can be a decomposition where some b's goes with a as a part of x, some b's remain in y, and then the remaining part is z. So here, no matter how many times you pump y, this is always going to be a palindrome. Let's pick up this string. Let's say a p times, and then let's say b p times, and then let's say a p times. Here you see, if I take a decomposition here, so you know that your x and y both are going to be from this area, and in this case when you pump y, what will happen? The number of a's here will increase. So the number of a's here in this part and here in this part do not remain the same, and hence the string do not remain a palindrome. So in this case, the length of this string is 3p, which is greater than or equals to p. Here if we try to look at all possible decompositions, how they are going to be. So this is going to be as we did in our first example. So your x, y, let it be a m times, where your m is less than or equals to p. So this satisfies that mode xy is less than or equals to p, and then what remains in z is a p minus m times, and then b p times, and then a p times. Further, how can I write this decomposition xy as? Again, I can take q a's in y and the remaining is in x, where the range of q is from 1 to m. Please note that not from 0 to m, as we discussed before in the previous video. So I can write my x, y, z as a m minus q, this is my x, a q, this is y, a p minus m, b p, a p, this is z. Now you look at what's going to be the value of x, y, z. You should again note that this expression here, it represents all the valid decompositions. So here I look at x, y, I, z, it becomes a m minus q, a I q, a p minus m, b p, a b. Let me take to the next slide. This is what we are having. So which is equal to again a P minus Q plus IQ BP times AP times, right? Okay. Now this should, for the language to be regular, this should be in L for not for your language to be regular, I'm sorry. So what should happen? I basically want to show that this actually satisfies pumping lemma. So I'm not saying that the language is regular. This satisfies pumping lemma if for all values of I from 0 onwards this string remains in language. So if I want to satisfy, it doesn't I want to show that it doesn't satisfy pumping lemma, we need to pick one I for which it's not in the language. So let's see, what if we put I to be equal to 0, what does the string become? It becomes A P minus Q B P times A P times, right? Now is it a palindrome? Again see that it will be a palindrome if Q equals to 0, it will be a palindrome, but we already know that the value of Q is taken between 1 and M. So since Q belongs to 1 to M, this entire string, this does not belong to L, and hence we are done. Let's see one more example. Let's say your language is AK where K is prime. This one is slightly involved, but the rules of the game are the same. Again we assume that the language is regular. If the language is regular, it has an automata. If it has an automata, we have a P greater than or equals to 0. Now I am working with the strings whose size is greater than or equals to P. I am going to pick one such string. So let's say I pick a string which is A n times, right, where n is prime. This is a string. Further, we know that its length, the length of this string should be greater than or equals to P. So we put a condition n is greater than or equals to P. So mod W is greater than or equals to P, right? Let's see what all can be the valid decompositions now. This is our string where n is prime. Further, n is greater than or equals to P. P is greater than or equals to 1. How can I decompose it? So let's take again M is in X and Y such that M is less than or equals to P. Okay, so that you do not get confused. From here what we are trying to see now, we are trying to see all the valid decompositions. So all the valid decompositions have this condition that mod xy should be less than or equals to P. So we take xy to be A M times where this M is less than or equals to P. So we end up satisfying this condition. What remains in Z is, since the length of this string is n, what remains in Z is A n minus M times. Further we can decompose xy. So we can take x to be, let's take y to be A q times and x as M minus q times, where again the range of q is nothing but 1 to M. So we have got our values of x, y and z, and we have all these conditions here. So what is x, y, I, z here? Again you should see that this set represents all your valid decompositions. A M minus q times, y is IQ, and z is a n minus m, which is nothing but a. So this is a string comprising of all a's. So if you look at this, m cancels out this m, what remains is n minus q plus iq. So this is my x, y, I, z. Now we need to figure out one I for which this string is not in the language. How do I pick that I is the question now, and that's the whole trick here. What if we put I to be equal to 0? This becomes a n minus q, right? And whether n minus q is prime or not, we don't know. What if we put I to be equal to 1? It becomes a n, right? And a n is there in the language, it's my original string. What if we put I to be equal to 1? It becomes, 1 is done. What if we put I equals to 2? Then it becomes a n plus q. And a n plus q, again we don't know whether it is prime or not, so I can't say anything. So on and so forth. If I keep increasing the value of I, it will become n plus 2q, n plus 3q, and I don't know whether they are prime or not. So what we need to do, we'll smartly pick a value of I such that this whole term can be written as a multiplication of two statements, which will prove that this is not prime. So see, here we have a n minus q plus iq, and let me have some things here. We were having this p is greater than or equals to 1, n is greater than or equals to p, so which makes n is greater than or equals to 1, and q was having the limit from 1 to m, where m was less than equals to p. Let's take p also here, right? Okay, what if we put the value of I to be equals to n plus 1? So here you need to do a bit of a hit and a trial method, and you can also use your logic to converge to this value of I. So as soon as I becomes n plus 1, this entire term becomes n plus 1 times q, right, which is a n minus q plus qn plus q. Q cancels out, and what's pending with you, n 1 plus q, right? And whether it's prime or not, when can it be prime? It can be prime when q equals to 0, because when q equals to 0 it becomes a n times, but we know that q has values from 1 to m, right? And n is also greater than or equals to 1. So this is my x, y, I, z, which is this, and the term here is multiplication of two terms, which is definitely not prime, which shows that it does not belong to the language.